Sebastian, what what is your documentary look or sound like?
It opens with this nature sounds, this bird song, and then rivers, and then there's some sirens that get mixed into these beautiful Foley shots, and then we see one of the big major cities. We hear people celebrating, construction, all kind of the sounds of Saga going on. Then, like how most fancy documentaries do, there's a cut to a black and white, a pretty modest home in a flat apartment complex. There's a really very, very old Shirin. Kind of like a moth, but a lot worn down. There's this off-camera conversation of, so you just gotta repeat the question when I say it to you. And I don't know how that works. And it's like, no, you just gotta repeat the question. It's fine. It's alright. Okay. Do you want to just introduce yourself? I'm Crovanus Kitchik. I grew up very far away from here on Nerd Noir. We got on board a ship and flew because we couldn't afford the tax rise with the new queen being born. So, with not a lot of places to go, we wanted to build a home somewhere that would help us and support us, so we picked Saga. But it wasn't easy. This is before any of the drift travel, so we crossed through the space between, and it took months. Traveled in pure darkness. The Atomless sea didn't reach the space between the solar systems, so we just kept our eyes straight ahead to this one bright red light that we knew was the sun that we would be resting on.
Oh, what's something about Saga that resonates with me? It's very simple to live here. I've visited some other places when I was able to, and there's not many people on a dune, and I like people, and there's good people here, so I stay.
I found out that I like grapes. And I think Saga has quite a bit of those. I like comfort cups. It gives me a lot of security and safety. I like it a lot. I really do. I think what I like most about Saga is the fact that people keep getting knocked down, but they get back up. From where Grist and I are from, there wasn't a lot of that because everything was kind of falling apart and people lost hope very quickly. I sort of criticized you earlier, Sebastian, about having this sort of optimism, but I don't know. I think I'm optimistic. And I think that Saga has a lot to offer. I just hope that it doesn't lose its heart.
I'm just disappointed that people don't take time to think. Because every time I watch this happen, they fail. And I get tired of watching it, but it's not my job to fix it. It's no one's job to fix it.
You got the best fucking food. You could find any food you want in the galaxy, all down this one street. Then there's another interview. It's another similar thing. It's the back room of the lodge. Sebastian is off camera. So it's pretty simple. It's the same as before. You just have to, if you could just sit there, and then into frame.
Right here?
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
Okay.
So before I kind of asked a few simple questions of just like why, why do you like Saga? Why is it home? But I want to hear your story, and then I would like to know what you think Saga could be for you.
Okay. Well, my story, huh? Well, you've heard it. I guess I'll tell it again for anyone who watches this. My story is, something I've kept shut inside me for 3 years. Like a starving animal in a cage. The galaxy was collapsing, folding inward like a house of cards built too high. A house of cards built by the wealthy, the powerful, the armed, the dangerous. We were trying to run. Ma, Pa, even the pigs were running. Drift Core was the escape pod. It was our escape pod. But it tore us apart. Every single one of us. I can still see the bodies unraveling in directions I never knew existed. Skin shucked from bone like corn husks. Marrow spinning out like ribbons. People splitting like chaff from grain. Drift Core was supposed to save us. But what it really did was kill us. It doomed us. The tech was unstable. It was experimental at the time. It was new, dangerous. Time passes differently when you're in the drift. So, Crassus collapsed. Not just because of Drift Core, but because of the house of cards that came before, because of the greed, the hubris, the wealth, all of it. All of us. They died, we died, all of us died. Even I died, shattered apart, like a dying sun. But then, something brought me back, I think, pieced me back together like this. And to this day, I still really don't know why. The drift spat me out here. Saga. And as soon as I opened my eyes and saw what was around me, I never wanted to leave. This place, Saga, it's beautiful. It's special. And like I told you the first day we met, Sebastian, maybe one day Saga will be home. But Grain 962, she was beautiful too. She was special too, in her own way. She was simple, sure, podunk, backwater. But she was ours. She was mine. Oceans of grain, the smell of the mills, the sound of scythes wicking over golden stalks. The sun's rise. There were 2 of them, back in Crassus. I miss the sun's rise. For 3 years, my scars have been shackles, chaining me to the past, holding me down, drowning me with it. But now I think I'm starting to understand that my scars are a story, just like this film you're making. They tell a story of a survivor, of a farmer, of what used to be an older sibling. And maybe one day these scars won't be shackles holding me down anymore. There'll be a way for me to honor everything we've lost. Every one we've lost. But one day, we'll be reunited. It'll be okay. One day, I'll go back to them. But until then, I guess I'll just have to do what Winston says. Try my best. There are sunrises on Saga too. There's a life here worth fighting for too. And maybe that's enough.
Alright, I think we got it.